Well, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the Short Map Players Tour Power Porsgrunn Norwegian Open. We are live from the International Handball Arena in Skien, and we're bringing you some group action this afternoon. First up we have James Trott from England against Stephen Gale from the Isle of Man. This is the first of 4 live matches we've got for you today. And then tomorrow we'll be bringing you some more live action with the latter stages of this great weekend. So, joining me here, Craig Burgess, as always. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Simon. Hi, everybody.
So, some good action. We're just getting the players look like they're just getting underway. So, while we're doing that, should we have a quick look at some of their stats? We can start with James Trott, who's wearing the blue shirt, and we'll be using the red bowls. So there you are, you can see James's rankings. Number 2 in the world at the moment, 12 in this season's order of merit. A pretty good win percentage of 70%. Anyone really with above 70% is going to be happy, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, James was the runner-up here last season as well, losing to Benny in a final that sort of got away from him quite early on, actually, but fought back. It was actually holding game, I think, on the last end there. But
it was
Benny held on.
Yeah, it was a great game. So Stephen, who you can see is just delivering the first game of the first end. We'll have a look at his stats now. As James just comes up with his first bowl.
So
Stephen ranked 10 in the world, has been a bit higher, as you can see at the bottom, best ranking of 3. Stephen's had a bit of an indifferent start in this tournament. He lost his first game, drew his second. These two players have played each other 3 times before. This is their 4th meeting now. We'll have a look at some of their results and head-to-head shortly. But we'll just watch the action as it comes on now.
Quite an aggressive start from James here. I think we'll see that now, especially with the situation with both of these players in their group having lost a match. Can't afford to lose another one. Anything jack higher, they'll go for this.
So yeah, the mats are fairly rapid here on this hard floor venue. So playing the right weight is going to be important.
Aggressive again.
Just under there. So Stephen lying the 1 shot on this first end. Again, if you're watching us, do say hello. Send us a message and we'll try and answer any questions you've got for us while we're watching the action.
So Stephen's got not a static delivery, more of a delivery you'd see on the indoor and outdoor type bowls, and as has James actually, kind of a step-in delivery, which is quite unusual for short mat at the highest level. A lot of the players tend to have a static stance. Both these bowlers tending to play with a slightly swingy bowl as well, especially for these conditions. We've seen players with straighter bias bowls this weekend. James is playing with the Taylor Blaze, and he's been quite effective with those the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he plays very well with the Blazes here. I did actually speak to Stephen earlier, who's using internationals, so a bit more turn, and he did play with Blazes last year, so he did borrow them from a player last year, but has said he's struggled a little bit with those bowls in the first couple of games. He seems to be doing all right with them here as James draws on a pretty close second bowl.
Yep, so I'll take the 1 down there, James. So 1 to Stephen on the first end. Just had a question there about what happens if the jack goes off the side of the mat. So each player is allowed to do that twice without penalty. They just replay that particular end. If they do it for a 3rd time or any subsequent time after that, they will lose 3 shots. or their opponent will gain 3 shots, I should say.
Yeah, each match here is 12 ends. As with most of our singles events, obviously apart from the ones we have in Belfast, which are 10 ends.
And the players will be well used to the conditions in terms of that. The formats here are in groups of 6. As we mentioned, this is the players' 3rd match today. Again, quite an aggressive start from both players here. Jack's off the line early.
Yeah, it's a good weight from Mr. Trott there, right next to the jack. And Stephen's front bowl covering the way in on his backhand, so he might just be able to get through to the front of James's bowls. Interesting to see what shot he plays here.
Yeah, it's again early in the match. He might look to just be aggressive to this. He's taking the front bowl away. Looks like he's playing the backhand at this. He's just drawing.
Well, the wobble nearly helped him out, but just just tumbled off.
I think that's the difference that we found early on so far in this tournament. Certainly the matches that I've seen, the players trying that big draw on the edge of the mats. The mats just don't, they don't tend to bite on this surface. They keep going, so you've got to be so precise. You get a little bit of leeway when you're playing what we call mat on mat, the other venues that we play at. Shout for James here to draw in for 3 now. No real danger for him, just keep drawing away.
Looks like he's on a good road.
Yeah, and he's not made that any easier for...
And it fell in, so yeah. Well, maybe it makes a strike slightly easier. Bowl's closest. Whether his last bowl will now jam on his shot bowl.
And we often get asked what is the sort of differences in one of the hardest shots in short mat. This is probably one of the hardest. Applying a big weight on what will be the player's backhand. Obviously it brings the block into play. Yeah, he's gone to the forehand to play this.
Just held a fraction, didn't it? Flick the bowl up.
Had to be absolutely perfect there, I think, to be honest. I mean, the backhand for me was where the percentages were, but...
So, should be a fairly straightforward full house for James.
Settling him down a little bit. I know he didn't get off to the greatest of starts in the last time he featured in the streaming here.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a great comeback against Benny, but it did take him a bit of time. Yeah, so, yeah, that's a perfect full house of 4 shots for James. So he dives into a 4-1 lead after 2 ends. And that will certainly give him some confidence now.
Yeah, absolutely. So that certainly will settle James down now. See where he's going to put the jack. He's gone for a 3/4 length jack, so it's obviously a length that he's comfortable with. Players would have had the opportunity this morning to practice on this mat and the other mats that they're playing on. Of course, things do change. Temperature changes in the hall as well.
So James kicks off the 3rd end. Draw down on the backhand side. Slightly under the line. Weight's not bad.
Question from Janet around the weight of the jack that we're playing with here. So, different types of jacks for the different formats of bowls, but we use what is called the extra heavyweight jack, which is about 32 ounces.
Yeah, of course, under the English Short Mat Bowling Association rules that we follow, in the majority, apart from those of our own, you can use anywhere between 16 and 32 ounce.
Yeah, 16 is what the indoor would use, and that's the heavyweight jack. So we use the extra heavyweight, although we are looking at different options for future events to maybe look to go for a jack that's slightly lighter than what we're using here this weekend.
Yeah, good draw from Stephen there. Has left a bit of a open gap. Yeah, James just indicating to PJ, who's marking this match, that he's using some weight. James's distinctive side grip. He's gonna, yep, so just gone off the side of the mat there, so players will reset to start this end again.
Yep, so again, going back to that question we had earlier, that's one of James's lives effectively, as he's used there to kill the end, and your players can do that, or James can do that one more time without penalty.
So head to head for these two guys. They've played each other 3 times before. Stephen leading 2-1 in head to head. He's won the last 2 meetings. A 13-6 win at the English Masters last season, and a 13-11 win in the UK Open the year before. James's victory against Stephen 13-2 came at the Swedish Masters back in January 2017.
So yeah, they'll be. I mean, they're good friends off the mat. They'll know each other very well on the mat as well. So I don't think there'll be any surprises. I think there was certainly a surprise last year with Benny, a surprise package of this event.
Yeah, he was. I mean, Benny, a fairly new player to short mat. Nobody really thought he would trouble James in the final last year, but he managed to hold on to that. But these two players obviously high up in the rankings, playing pretty well. So it should be a good matchup, this.
Again, I don't think we'll be seeing any tentative shots here. I think that there's an opportunity. Both of these guys will play the aggressive shot, as we just seen there from James. Stephen trying to follow suit, looking for this jack in the ditch. He likes it, he's stalking it. Very good.
Great bowl. Very good result. So line the 2 shots. So don't forget, guys, if you're following us on Facebook Live, if you share this or any of our live stream events over the weekend, you'll be in with a chance of winning a Bowls Trader SMPT Raptor shirt. So all you have to do is share the video, and that's it. And we'll announce the winner of that shirt next Sunday evening on our Facebook page. But good way to get involved, so please feel free to share this stream. We'll be bringing this game to you, having a break, and then bringing the remaining 3 sessions later on this afternoon, and then of course the final 4 sessions tomorrow evening. We will probably be doing some matches between as well, with our usual camera stream that we use. But for now, we hope you enjoy this coverage we bring you.
It's really good, even from the perspective of last year when we had the feedback, the overhead camera view that you can see now, and the different angles at which we can try and bring this to you. It's a different way to try and cover short mat, so feedback of course is key to what we're trying to do here. So you know, drop us a message if you want to, or if you want to send us a message via our website, please do so.
Stephen just a bowl too heavy with that wood. I think James might look to play for his toucher again.
Yeah, he was certainly under it last time, and it looks like he's just
too wide, so over adjusted. So, and
I think that's where the difficult shots are come on this floor here. Playing those weighted bowls, they do seem to be a lot more tricky on this type of floor than what they're used to on the mat on mat venues that we use.
Absolutely. So Stephen looking to drop for 3rd bowl. Close, might be in. PJ's on the bowls just yet. So James has kicked the bowls in, so it is 3 shots to Stephen.
Back to all square.
Yeah, so we're at 4-all after 3 ends.
Of course, both these players were in the World Cup teams for their respective countries at the beginning of the season as well. Stephen for the Isle of Man and James for England. James still waiting for that gold medal.
Yeah, is it 3 silver medals?
3
in the World Cup?
silvers, yeah, and unbeaten as well as individually.
Yeah.
Which is some record with the calibre of players that appear at the World Cup. Still don't let him forget that bowl against Tommy in the...
Yeah, in our inaugural tournament in 2015, so England with a chance to win the World Cup against Sweden in that final, and a very pressurised bowl that James just missed to win it, so allowed Sweden to take the first tournament. But,
it's been Ireland dominance ever since.
it has. So, into N4, James with a nice back toucher, and now a front one. And 2 great lead-off bowls.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Yeah, hi Nigel. Yeah, we we do agree to a certain extent. Of course, widespread in Ireland with the fenders fixed to the mats. Not so here. But we'll see what goes. So Stephen just looking to attack again the bowls. Just under. Well, clipped
Ooh,
both of his own
That
bowls.
was almost the worst possible result.
Yeah.
Got a bit of banter between the players there, I think.
A shake of the head and a wry smile from Stephen as well. So yeah, you can see with James's grip, very much on the side of the bowl, works for him. Quite unorthodox, but gets the job done.
Certainly does.
Looking to just drop in short here. Yeah, he's got something that will cover Stephen's forehand a bit.
I think he likes that one, Stephen. So he's going to come and have another look at this.
Yeah, of course, this will be Stephen's last bowl of the end.
Could be another 4 here. Doesn't get a good bowl in. What would you play here? I'd be probably looking just to draw a decent third.
Yeah, I mean, it's only the 4th end. Scores are tied. Stephen's not really chasing at this point, so I would probably agree with that. I think it would be difficult to get any result, even with weight. He'd have to be absolute.
Backhand.
Yeah, maybe he's just going to look to draw.
Oh.
He could sit the short bowl down and rest in off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just to draw.
First thing, he needs to beat the front bowl, which he's
He's
done.
round. Just going to hang a fraction.
Oh, that's a tempter.
Yeah, so James could be looking for his second full house of the match, both in this direction.
Certainly nothing to be short for on that backhand now. Push that last bowl away. 4 shots.
Well, it's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for him, Craig.
Yeah, he's here.
Looks close.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good bowl.
Very good.
Played that. That was a great weight he played that at, actually. So it's 3 out. It will be 4. Yeah, it is. So
4
it's
shots.
second full house of the match for James. And playing well in this direction.
Yeah, it's funny, you do get that as well, especially on this type of floor. Again, as we say, it is different to what most of the players, especially now in the UK, are used to.
So yeah, you can see, as Craig's saying, Stephen winning both the odd numbered ends and James with the 2 full houses in the other direction. But it is funny how you do actually see that so much.
Yeah, particularly on this type of floor, it's a different way. I mean, it's what we back in the UK were kind of grew up playing on, really. And we've in the last sort of 10 to 15 years, the game has changed, mainly in England, to playing on indoor bowls, carpets. And we put the mats down on top of those, so it has changed the game. Some people don't like it. Other people think it's improved it. But the one thing about the tour is you play on all different surfaces, all different mats. It's the ultimate test, really.
Well, a good start from James on this 5th end. Stephen just through, but always good to have bowls behind. You can see how wide James is having to go there, even with his blazes. He's getting great turn back there.
Well, I've used those bowls that James is using, and they do seem to bend more than most of the blazes that you've picked up in the past. So you do sometimes find that as well, different size and colour.
He does use a size 5, doesn't he? So they are.
Does make a difference. I think the bigger bowl does tend to turn more.
That's a superb bowl from Stephen. Right between the two. In for a toucher.
Just a positive draw here for James. Push his front bowl up into the shot. Didn't need it.
No, great result. Clean on the jack and straight to his back bowl. So laying the one shot. A similar sort of bowl for Stephen maybe on that forehand. Looked, I mean, ideally perhaps just chip the bowl out. I don't know how much of the jack he'd be able to get. Possibly get some of it. He's got the bowl to the side.
Too aggressive to take his own bowl away, so
no.
Forehand definitely for me.
Yep. Yeah, of course, now 4 shots down in the match.
Likes it.
He's round it. Oh,
yeah.
Very good result.
Very good.
So for those, holding the shot, for those of you who remember from last year, we've changed our commentary position to the top of the seating. So we can't hear what the players are saying at the moment, but and a bit more difficult for us to see close up to the head. But
the good thing probably from our perspective is they can't hear what we're saying.
Yeah, so we can say as much as we like about them, and they can't hear us. And when they watch it back, it will be too late. So yeah, great bowl from Stephen. His third bowl of the end. Now laying the one shot. Maybe a switch of hand for James. Just look to draw around that bowl.
He's got to be a little bit careful here, because if he doesn't get this, I think there is a shot there for Stephen to make 3 of this. James is not far off.
Yeah, just wants the bowl. Got the bowl. Oh, not quite enough. Yeah, he wanted to be round that really, didn't he? And just look to push the jack rather than the bowl. So
yeah,
it is 1 to Stephen. Last bowl of the 5th end coming up. And can Stephen draw for 2?
And these are the shots that you need to take at this level. You need to make these extra shots count. Doesn't look like Stephen has here.
Yeah, just holding off. A couple of feet too heavy maybe. So it's 1 shot to Stephen. And deficit is now 3. Yeah, just a fraction too heavy with that last bowl, wasn't he?
Yeah, again, you can see he didn't want to be short to that. The worst thing you could have done was be short. But just doesn't seem to be overly happy at the moment with his game. Stephen, speaking to him earlier, I know he didn't have the best of times in Belfast in the Irish Open last month.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up in the Shield in that event. A very rare occurrence for Stephen. James likewise only made the plate.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult for James to match the achievements that he had the previous season. He was absolutely on fire in 2018.
And James just missing the line. And you can see how much the bowl pushes across. So Stephen just looking to get round his own bowl, which
Better
he does.
Start here for Stephen. That's a lot better. That's what you need to do. Put your opponent under pressure with the first couple of bowls. Force your opponent to make a mistake.
And James looking to draw, looking pretty close. Oh, very good.
Very good.
Yeah. To be fair for Stephen, it shouldn't be too difficult a shot. He can probably just rest that bowl through. Although looking at the angle there, he's got his front bowl to use as well, to be fair. So
yeah, it's plenty of options for him. It just needs to be.
But again, see James putting that bowl in there now puts the pressure on to respond to that as its shot would.
Absolutely. Playing the backhand to this.
Is, yeah, so must be looking for a connection on his front bowl. I think he's just under the line, is he?
Yeah, good pace for what he was looking for.
Yeah, agreed. just missing the line.
That's one thing you can do here. It'd be very easy to put too much weight on here.
So what's James going to look to do here? Doesn't want to really widen that too much.
No, if I was Joe, I'd be trying to draw Stevens' back bowl in the head there.
On the backhand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which he's doing by the looks of it.
I'll just be happy to get one close myself.
He's pushed out on the wide line. Will it get
right
back
the
enough?
way back, I think. Just the pace.
Just the pace held it out a fraction, yeah.
Not finish in a bad position though.
No, it's nice there. Yeah, because if Stephen gets a contact on that front bowl wrong, he could just push the jack right through. But I think the pace of his first bowl was good.
Yeah, and this is where, again, these mats can find you out. You just push it a bit wider and actually don't find it doesn't come back so much. So it's not as easy to play these sort of shots on.
Bit more weight with this bowl.
Yeah, you see, just
difficult.
you adjust both and that's what happens.
So James holding one. Don't think he'll try too much with this. Again, just on that wide draw it will be. Stay clear of Stephen's front bowl.
Don't forget we have got other matches coming to you live later on today.
Yeah, fair effort from James. Didn't really try too hard.
No, he's happy with the shot there. Again, these are the ones that are not quite gimmies, but you certainly want to try and make them if you could.
So we're halfway through, and James takes a 4-shot lead, 9-5. And again, scores going with the ends. Just the one for James though this time, instead of a 4. But a nice healthy lead, but still plenty of action to come in this match. And as Craig says, join us later on for 3 more live matches. We'll be bringing you with a camera setup. I think we've got, PJ, who's marking, actually is on the show mat later on. We've also got Jonathan Payne, former world number 1, against Bente Dahlgren from Sweden, and Mark Beattie, also former world number 1 and our most decorated player, and he's playing Tune Bo, Norwegian number 1, and of course us here in Norway, so it'd be good to watch to see how Tune gets on.
Yeah, some good matches coming up. I think we've chosen some matches that will keep everyone entertained who are watching, and thank you for those who are joining us. We hope you enjoy this format. This is certainly something that after we did this last year that we were keen to look to do again when we returned here to Sheehan.
So James responding to Stephen's weighted bowl. Just wanted to run a bit further there really, so left that just past jack high. As you can see there, the bowl's almost a full bowl pass, so
it's a good opportunity here for Stephen if he drops onto that last bowl of James. Is he there though?
Wants to run. It's just going to pull up short. Well, yeah. Another 18 inches probably even, and there would have done the job. Push the bowl through, sit round the corner.
James going to come and have a look at this. There is an angle on that backhand, although I think the actual bowl of Stevens will go into his own red bowl.
I think maybe he could just look at forehand, just drawing off of his own, get the bowl right in on top of the jack. It's a choice either hand really.
Yeah, I think again the fact that he's 9-5 up, doesn't have to do anything too drastic here.
He's looking a lot down the backhand side though.
No, he's playing it.
Yeah, he is going to play backhand. So let's see what the line's like. Yeah, he's certainly playing with a good yard of weight. Yeah, 1 bowl out.
Oh,
Sits in behind.
You happy with that?
Yeah. You might have seen just prior to that bowl that PJ went to chalk the toucher, but as it was leaning, he decided not to. So obviously nominates the bowl, so it doesn't disturb it. Hi Katie. Jonathan's game is, I believe, 20 past 5 local time here. It will probably be a bit later than that because this match was late starting. But around then, again, just keep an eye on our Facebook page, and the match details will come up later on.
So you see a very good bowl there from Stephen, just turning that head around. Big bowl from James here. He's 2 down. He doesn't want to be looking to drop a 2 or 3 here. Let's Stephen back into this. So positive again on his backhand. What's the jack? Oh, what's the result?
Yeah, nice result. Used the front bowl, not on, or not intentionally, I'm sure, but did get a result.
I'm sure he'll hold his hand up here as he.
It'll be a smile, I'm sure.
Yeah, little acknowledgement there to Stephen.
You might have not seen that on camera, but he did acknowledge Stephen.
And that's a good thing you'll see with the players here.
So Stephen looking for the jack.
Just holding
Just
off.
held out, even with his internationals, just held off the line. I wouldn't say the pace was over. It was a fairly good pace for them.
No, he wanted to make sure if he got any pace that jack, it was going in the ditch.
So we'll just get confirmation from PJ there how many it was. I think it was just one. Yeah, just one to James.
Stephen really needs to score this end. Doesn't want to be to chase any further behind.
So into end 8. James leading the way down on the forehand. Yeah, good. Nice toucher.
And that's quite crucial again at this level, the touches, meaning that the bowls can go into the ditch. And we do see, especially with 2 players that are aggressive, touches play a very big part.
Good response from Stephen. Yeah, great ball from James. Oh,
Yeah,
just
good
sat,
adjustment there.
yeah, just sat down short, didn't it? So it does give Stephen a chance. Just asking if he's down.
Again, not playing it with loads of weight. He's just missing that
Yeah,
line.
he's just pinched the line. So just running under.
Definitely doesn't seem to be overly happy with, especially his forehand, I think, at the moment. And that was one thing that was noticeable in the in Ireland.
Yeah, so James down on the backhand side now. Just looking to draw around the 2 bowls. I wonder whether he might have looked to fill the gap on the forehand, but feels it's better options this side.
Pluses for both shots, I guess. The one thing about playing the forehand, if he did get into that gap, it probably meant that if Stephen did make any contact in there, it was Stephen's bowl that was going.
Yeah. You can see James holding 1. Stephen's bowl looking vulnerable and could probably go through that gap off of James's front bowl. So he'll need another bowl in the head. So can he adjust his line from the previous bowl, sticking with the forehand?
Still looks tight to me,
Yeah, into the block. So another missed opportunity.
And I can't see how he's going to get shot unless James gives him an angle here.
Yeah.
I still think drawing down on the forehand, anything short of the.
Yeah, because I mean the backhand side, any contact I think on James's bowl from Stephen is going to send his own bowl out through between the jack and the back bowl. I mean, yes, that's a risk as well on the forehand, but He's got the wider bowl to use. So yeah, James a bit undecided, but is switching to the forehand. Just looking to draw. Maybe he's looking for this gap now. He's going to be short. Yeah, it's not a bad bowl there. It'll be in the eye line a bit.
Yeah.
Probably a bit too short to be as good as a really good blocker.
Well, in some respects, it's actually made it a bit safer for Stephen because he won't be planting his own bowl out here if he's tight.
Yeah, very true. So still a bit narrow, but got a bit more weight. Just going to get... oh, yeah, he's close.
Oh, he's got it.
Great
That's
result.
a great
yeah.
result.
Looked like he was going to flick on the front bolt.
He's made two of that
Made
as well.
it two, yeah. So a nice smile from James
Probably
as well.
the shot of the game so far, that one. Difficulty level was to play at the perfect pace.
So it's a shot of two, and it's 10-7 to James, and we are 2/3 of the way through.
Stephen needed that one. I think if he dropped it just one there, that would have been game over, really. Couldn't see Stephen coming back from that.
So, N9, Stephen down on this backhand side. Yeah, just pushed it through.
It's interesting going this way, especially early on in the matches that I've seen so far. Whether it's downhill, that's another thing you do find with some of these indoor hard floor venues. You do get that uphill, downhill. Both players with their opening bowls.
Yeah, I mean, you can see James's second bowl is through the head. So perhaps it is playing slightly too paced. We'll
Yeah.
check with the players later, get their info and their feedback. James switching.
Looks to be a good road for
Yeah,
his bowl.
It is. That he's pushing out on that wide line. It's coming back lovely. So yeah, sits in for shot.
Stephen just persisting with the backhand. He's having to go fairly wide on that side as well.
Yeah, better weight as well with this bowl.
Yeah, that's a better
Just
bowl.
wants to run a little bit more. Yeah, good toucher. I would expect James to probably change hands now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he could still play the forehand and just arrive at this if he wanted to, but the backhand is there as well.
yep, he's on the backhand. So push on the bowl, preferably the jack. See the narrower line with the more weight, but he is under.
Chance for Stephen here.
Yeah, pressure on now if you can draw another really good second bowl.
Switching to the forehand. Nice and wide. That's a good road.
Yeah, stalking it down the mat. He wants to get past. It's difficult to... yeah, so we can see from this angle, yeah, the jack can still move back for James here.
Just got to make contact with that last bowl of Stephen's.
Yeah, Stephen would have just been wanting to get 6 inches past that jack, rest on James's slightly back bowl. So let's see if James can change it.
Bit of excitement on one of the mats on the far side of the wall here. Olav from Norway.
So James down. Wow, played it a bit
Yeah.
hard, but has got a result.
Got a
His
result.
back bow, I think, is holding. Yep, Stephen removes it. So it's 1 to James.
Well, the main thing was making contact. Always with a chance as soon as he hit that shot bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. So, home stretch now, 3 ends to play. James back to a long jack. 4 shots in front.
I think if James does go on to win this, Stephen will look at those 2 4s coming back in this direction. can't be dropping 2-4s.
No, certainly not at this level. I mean, yes, it happens, but in both instances, really, it shouldn't really have occurred.
Good lead bowl again from James. Oh, he always was a lead, wasn't he?
Yes, really. He plays a bit of skipping now, including us in the fours last year. But to be fair to James, he's had a couple of very, very good seasons, certainly on the tour. Of course, won the British Isles singles. So he's playing some good stuff. He did say to me yesterday when we arrived that he hadn't played for about a month or so hasn't had much practice. We'll wait for that to be an excuse later, I'm sure.
Yeah, that tends to be an excuse when the results don't quite go your way.
Yeah, hi Janet. Janet just asking whether players get a chance to have a practice on the mats before they play a game. And the players do arrive early in the morning before play commences, and they are allowed to roll up on whatever mats they feel free, even ones that are allowed to play. But the group matches are straight in. In the knockouts, which will be on tomorrow afternoon, the players do get a chance for 2 trial ends. Yes, they do get a chance to have
I think
a
we
nice
like the players to feel comfortable when they go on to whatever mat they're due to play on. So having that opportunity to practice in the morning is quite key, and a lot of the players now are taking advantage of that availability of the mats and feel comfortable when they go on to play their matches.
Yep, absolutely. So Stephen's third bowl this end, looking to change it around. James holding probably 3 shots though.
And he's a lot of weight here to
so playing a couple of yards of weight. Looks close. Yeah, very good result. So 3 down to 1 up. And James with his last bowl now.
Ideally wants to score a 2 here, Stephen, to keep himself in this match, but
yeah, James doesn't have to panic here really. He's 4 shots up in the match. I think Stephen's front green bowl there is just covering both hands really for James to get to his own. He will see it a bit on the forehand side, so the left of the picture as you're looking. You can see from the long shot there's not much of that red bowl he can see.
Well, the danger of going for it, he could take his own bowl out the side as well and leave Stephen an opportunity for free. So got to be a little bit careful here.
So he's down on the backhand side looking for the split. Yeah, another bowl in the head. I don't think he'll be too disappointed.
Nope, not left an easy opportunity for 2 shots here for Stephen. There's nothing more under the draw, so.
Yep, it has to be a perfect draw.
Stephen's just puffing his cheeks as he's walking down the mat.
Yeah, normally you'd fancy Stephen just to draw this in nicely.
Yeah, player full of confidence would just straight down and draw this.
No, doesn't like. Well, he dipped his head there. You can see why. Bowl's just pulling away.
Good pace.
Weight was actually very good. Just pinched the line again. So it's 1 shot to Stephen on this 10th end. So he's still in it. He's 3 shots down, and we've got 2 to play.
So really, he needs to win both of these ends. Give himself a chance. I think if he does win both of these ends, he'll probably win the match. It's interesting seeing the amount of matches that these guys have played on the tour since we started. I know that James is well over 300 now, and Stephen approaching the 270 mark, so it's a lot of singles matches, and I don't think I would have played that many matches in my whole career. So
no, I mean they've certainly had the chance to play quite a few. James, yeah, looking to be aggressive not last end, second to last end, sorry, but he's got a good toucher. Stephen obviously with his toucher in the ditch now in the corner. Yeah, interestingly, you're saying about the matches they've played, James at 303, Stephen at 265, and James has actually played 1 less tournament than Stephen.
I think Stephen's especially in the last 3 or 4 years, this game has really come on. With the assistance of the tour, really, I think with playing against the sort of top quality opposition that you tend to play against when you get to the latter stages.
So James playing a slight step out shot, looking to come across, just going to hold out, I think. Well, turned his own bowl over, but still 1-2 Stephen. As Craig said, he really needs to, well, he's going to have to really win both these ends to have a chance of getting a result from this match.
Again, he's on a good road here. Pace looks pretty fair. He's looking for it to stop.
Yeah, kicking the floor. It stayed in. Yeah, just 6 inches too much.
How brave does he want to be of his last bowl here? He's got an opportunity, because that is a toucher, I believe, the one that's shot. He could look to play that very aggressive. He's got the toucher in the ditch and the best back. See where James puts this.
Oh, is that in? That's close.
If it's on, I think that's a really good position.
Can't quite see from that
I think it's
angle. Yeah. Again, if the ball is just breaking the line, yeah, it is live. Stephen again shaking his head a little bit because he knows how close it is.
That's a very good result for James, actually. Just got to draw for 2. Just be happy with 2 this end. Draw a very close bowl behind.
Yeah. So, down again on the forehand. As he over-adjusted. Wants it to run. Needs to run. Wow, it's close.
Don't think it's
From
in.
the angle we're up here in our commentary position, we can see directly down onto that, and it favour James's.
I think James's back bowl was in for second, so
Yeah,
bit of a let off for James, I think, in some respects there.
Yeah, just over-adjusted on the weight, so...
He's got an opportunity to pick up shot himself here.
Yeah, so he's down through the backhand side now. Just a touch of weight, and just a yard of pace on this, looking for contact. Well, pushes Stevens out, so definitely no doubting it now. Just the one shot.
I think Stevens going for a different length here on the last end. I think he's looking to go quarter short.
So yeah, 2 shots in it now as we head into the last end.
Prediction, Simon.
Wow. How can you call that? Yeah, I mean, it's just a change of length. Whether that will do anything, James generally playing longer lengths in this game. We'll see.
James has been very good coming in this direction. Stevens tended to struggle a little bit. That'll be interesting. Good start here, though.
So
Not
yeah,
bad.
just through.
Not bad opener.
Good close game though from these two.
Yeah, I think it's always going to be. So both players not quite in the top form that they have been in recent seasons.
So a toucher from James with his first bowl. Shouldn't really change Stephen's shot. Or if anything, he can be just a bit more aggressive with the way the bowl sat. Looking fairly close. Yes, push the bowl through. Would have preferred the jack there, I think, but...
Handy that his own bowl fell as well. Gives
Yeah, it
him
was.
half a chance.
yeah, there's certainly one at the moment. As we reach the climax of our first live stream match of the weekend. Don't forget to join us later. We'll be having a break of about an hour or so before we rejoin you for the final 3 sessions of the day. And then, of course, the closing stages of the tournament tomorrow afternoon. As I said, if you've joined us a bit later in this commentary, if you share any of our live streams over the weekend, you'll be entered into a prize draw to win a SMPT Raptor shirt, courtesy of our Bowls clothing partner, bowlstrader.co.uk. So get involved, hashtag SMPT Norwegian Open.
And don't forget our website, shortplayerstour.com. All the information about not just this event, but all of our events we've got coming up this season. Would like to just say a big thank you to all of those that have entered this year. We've got all of our events are pretty much at full capacity, which is fantastic.
So Stephen with his third bowl there, just slightly over. James having a close look to see who might be shot.
In some respects, that's a missed opportunity there for Stephen. To get in there for 2. If he fell back off the back bowls, it would have made 2.
Yep, still a chance. I think it will be difficult to make 3 now, but
Yeah.
still a chance to get 2 for a draw. Let's see what James does with this bowl.
He's not far out.
Willing it in. Oh, that's a great
That's
bowl.
what Stephen needed. That would have been absolutely perfect.
Now, if that's sat directly in front and James is directly behind, it could even be difficult for Stephen to kill the end here, which of course he's got that option open to him.
It's a very good head of bowls there, actually.
It is.
Stephen just missed out really on that his third bowl. That was the one. If he got in there first, a completely different story.
Still debating Stephen. Needs to get himself set. Choose a shot he wants to play. So he's nominating weight to PJ and he's going to be striking on the backhand. So you'll see the arm out.
Wow.
He's been unlucky there. A good result.
Good strike.
It was. He got right on the bowls. Shake of the head from Stephen. But, yeah, James's little short bowl, just short. Yeah, James just high-fiving Stephen. Yeah, James isn't going to play his last bowl. He's leaving it alone. So it's 1 shot to Stephen. And but more crucially, it's a win for James Trott. And he takes a match 11-10.
I'm sure they'll be talking about the different opportunities they both had.
So there you go. You can see the ends there. Stephen winning the last 3, but not quite doing enough. And, it was the 2 falls at the beginning of the match, really, that did the job for James.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't be really dropping 4s, 3s even, really. 1s and 2s. Keep the scoreboard down if you can.
Yeah, big puff of the cheeks from James. He knew that was a tough match. And a great way to kick off our action. So, as we said, guys, we will be back with you later on to bring you 3 more matches. PJ, who's just been marking, will be making an appearance in our next match. So we'll be bringing you 3 games there. So thank you for joining us for this match. We hope you've enjoyed it. And keep an eye on our Facebook Live page a bit later on, and we'll see you for our second live commentary match. So thanks to Craig, and we'll see you later. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
I took the one down.